I bring you Dr. Ron Paul.
Although I was not able to attend the event, I wanted to do my project on Republican presidential candidate Ron Paul's visit to the University of Maryland. Ron Paul is a conservative libertarian whose political platform focuses mainly on preserving the Constitution and what it should be used for in politics.
Other campuses compete and they try to get names, but your campus got a very large, if not the largest number of signatures. The revolution has arrived at this campus. Changes coming out of necessity, and some young people came in, as they do, and there were 6 of them. I handed each out a copy of the Constitution. I signed it, and I said, at least I know you're going to read it. You might as well read it. Nobody reads it over here on the Hill.
If you notice the sign on the podium, Ron Paul's views are particularly appealing to the youth of the country.
And of course, everybody's supposed to be reading it now, and they're trying to sort it out over there at the Supreme Court. They're going to come up with a constitutional answer to how far they can go with mandates. You know, this whole mandate, the mandate's horrible, and they probably have stepped across the line, but when you think about it, what is government other than a big mandate? That's all they ever do.
When it comes to preserving cultural identity, Ron Paul stands on the facts that government should provide national defense, a court system, a criminal justice system, and little else. Quite the minimalistic approach. As you can see, Ron Paul is a favorite among young adults with his promise of bringing a quote-unquote revolution to Capitol Hill and the White House.
But the idea that you can spread exceptionalism through force is completely wrong. What can we do? We go around, we say, we're exceptional, we have good values. So we go to other countries and we say, well, this is what we want you to do. And if you do it, we'll prop up your dictator and we'll send you a lot of money. But if you don't do what we do, we're going to kill you and bomb you. Now, why shouldn't we have a third option? Why should we say, why don't we just mind our own business?
One of Ron Paul's largest and most popular campaign selling points is his idea of having a non-invasive approach to foreign policy. Simply put, mind our own business.
The Cold War. I was drafted in 1962 during the missile crisis in Cuba, and that was a tough period of time. Missiles in Cuba, missiles pointing at each other, 30,000 the Soviets had. But what did they do? They actually, Kennedy actually talked to Khrushchev and say, hey, maybe we ought to back down. Neither one of us needs a nuclear exchange. So they backed down, but they talked to each other. We refused to even talk to the Iranians. Possibly we could work something out, but this whole idea that we have to bomb and declare war and go to war against the Iranians doesn't make any sense at all.
Utilizing his cultural identity of being a Cold War veteran, Ron Paul puts his experience and knowledge into his political platform in an attempt to make a more efficient and peaceful world where negotiations are accomplished with words and not bombs.
During the 60s, when I was in the service, we had the Vietnam War going on. What a tragedy. 60,000 Americans killed. The French had been there 10 years. We were there another 10 years. 1 million Vietnamese died. So we lose the war, we leave, and the reason we were there was to stop the domino effect of communism. Well, where are the communists now? It's a failed system. The Soviet system collapsed, the Chinese had become our bankers, and we trade with Vietnam. So as far as I'm concerned, this is pretty good evidence that a lot more can be achieved in peace than in war.
Again, taking a peaceful approach to world conflicts, Ron Paul wins the hearts of the voters as he hopes to occupy the Oval Office to come next January.
Now, the great debate generally on